guys, welcome to today's video. I am so excited for today's video. I am going to be doing a full face of Colourpop makeup. I don't know how I have never tried this brand before. Basically, I was shopping for my drugstore Virgin and doing research for it, and I came upon this shadow on the Ulta website. It's called Telepathy, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I really tried to make these shadows work and fit them into my drugstore Virgin budget, but I couldn't make it happen, and I figured Colourpop really isn't a drugstore brand to begin with, so I figured why not do a full face trying it out for the first time with you guys. I have a whole box of goodies here to try out, and I am so excited. Let's get into this video. I'm going to start off with priming my lids with some of the No Filter concealer, and what happened is I did one large order and had to go back because one of these looked way too light. This is the Fair 06, and I also got the Light 10. I'm going to start with using Fair 06 just on my lids, and I may use it for a cut crease too if I get into that, but it looked a little bit too pink for me. This one, Raw Beauty Christy, who is my favorite YouTuber, absolutely raves about, so I'm really excited to try out this concealer. On top of this, I'm also going to use some of their translucent loose setting powder, and I got this as a bundle. I got also the primer and a setting spray along with it. So I don't believe I have the full size. I actually think that's not going to be too light, especially in the wintertime when I get even more fair than I already am. Maybe I'll end up mixing the two. Start off with these shadows. These are the Super Shock Shadow Formula. I don't really know what I was thinking. Well, Ulta's website is kind of difficult because sometimes things will look completely different in the picture and they usually don't provide swatches. So when I picked these up, first of all, this one was broken. This one's called So Quiche, but this one looks so much lighter in their picture online, but it is pretty deep, and I only got one shade that was matte. So today's look is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them all out for you guys before I put them on my lid. From what I've heard, Colourpop's formula is pretty interesting. I've heard these are a little bit more buttery. So the colors I'm going to use today, this is So Quiche, Special Delivery, Three's a Cloud, Melrose, and then Telepathy. They look really pretty. I just don't know what I was thinking color story wise, so this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to start with Melrose, and then this is on a little crown brush that I got in my FabFitFun box. I don't know the number. All right, this is not very pigmented. I don't know if this is maybe the wrong brush. It's blending out well though. I just have to keep adding a little bit more to intensify it. It's probably a good thing though, because I'm using this as my transition, so I don't want it to be super, super heavy. This color is really beautiful though. It kind of reminds me of a sunset, like a really beautiful sunset. I am enjoying it. It also reminds me a little bit of Max Coppering, maybe a little bit more orange than red. I think it would go really well with that shade. That shade is a little bit more of like a shimmer kind of finish. I don't know what I want to do next because I was not expecting this shade, the So Quiche shade, to be so dark. Really, I just bought it for the name because I love quiche. I think I'm going to take So Quiche on the outer part, and the inner, I don't know yet. I'm going to see how it performs. This looks like it's just picking up the glitter. We'll see in a moment here. This is a Sigma E70. Yep, it's all glitter. I'm gonna take Three's a Cloud next and try to work it in. That's the more orange shade. To make it match, I'm just putting a little bit down of So Quiche first. Let's try it with the finger. Yeah, these are like cushiony. They kind of feel very buttery when you put them on. We're just gonna do that on the outer part. So this space right here has a little bit of glitter from the So Quiche. So I'm gonna just do it on the other side, and then I'm gonna top with Three's a Cloud on my finger. Okay, so I think I figured it out. These have a little bit of a layer on top that I didn't scrape it. I just dug my brush in a little bit more. I'll show you guys the pan. It almost got rid of the pattern on there. I didn't break it, it came like that. And then you get a little bit more pigment. So I'm just bringing that out a tiny bit. And a little bit over. And then I'm gonna top with pumpkin or Three's a Cloud. It looks like a pumpkin shade to me. That's what we have so far. I'm just gonna make the other eye match. In here, I'm gonna take my little spectrum brush on my lid and I'm gonna use the shade Melrose. I'm gonna try this without cutting my crease. Kind of wish I had I wonder if this has that like film on it too. I'm gonna dig into it a little bit. I think it does. I'm gonna try this without cutting my crease. And I'm bringing that up to meet So Quiche. Again, I don't know what I was thinking when I purchased these colors. Again, it was in October, so I was definitely feeling those kind of vibes. I don't hate it, it's just not the look that I was expecting to get. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this other eye real quick before we get into the face. While I was finishing the other eye, I just decided to go ahead and add some lashes and some liner. I didn't pick up Colourpop's liner. It was in a pot, I believe. They don't have like a pen liner. I just didn't really think I needed it. So I went ahead and I used MAC Black Track, and then I added a little bit of lashes. These are Ardell Demi Wispies. And now we're gonna go ahead and get into the face. So I have this that I got. This is the primer. I talked about that little trio I got. This is the Matte and Blur Primer. And on the back it says it is a selfie filter. So we'll see about that. And then I also picked up one of the No Filter foundations. I got this one in the shade Fair 20. It may be a little bit light. We'll have to see. I did read that it oxidized. So I read on their website, I thought it was really cool actually, like the foundation finder. They had 5 or 6 other brands' foundations listed that you could go ahead and select the foundation and help to find a color match. They had Fenty, they had Estee Lauder Double Wear. I thought that was really cool. They also had MAC. And between that and then also using just YouTube videos and searching, I tried to find the best shade match for me. But it was a little bit hard because a lot of people said that this foundation oxidizes. This primer, it smells a little bit citrusy, like a dreamsicle. And it's not like super tacky, it's a little bit tacky obviously, but it's more of like a cream consistency. For the foundation, I'm just going to use my Real Technique sponge because that's what I usually use. I was thinking about going in with a brush, but this is my preferable method. Shake it up really well. And it looks like it's pretty runny. I have to say though, I really like that bottle. It looks very cute. It has little stars all over it. Will look very cute on the vanity. maybe a little bit yellow. I think it's going to be a little bit too light. We'll see though if it does oxidize what it ends up looking like. I don't know, it might be a little bit light. I wanted to ask you guys too, George and I, my husband, we are going to be filming a video together very soon that should be pretty funny. I'm excited. And it was just like a little bit different idea than what I've seen before, so I'm excited to film that with him. But we thought while we were at it, if anybody has any questions for us, go ahead and ask. We have been married for a little bit over a year. We just had our 1-year anniversary. So I thought it would be fun for the two of us. And he is a hoot, so you guys are gonna have fun watching him, I think.
Don't say we're drifting apart. I can't stand to see you with another.
Just putting a little bit on my chest because I get very pink there. We are going to dinner in a little while and I don't know if I'm gonna have this part out, but just in case, we're gonna go get some Indian food with my brother and my sister-in-law and my mom. Her birthday was this week, so we're gonna eat some noms and celebrate with her. The foundation dried down pretty fast. I'm gonna go in with one of these concealers next. I think I'm gonna start with Light 10. All right, that looks a little bit yellow in comparison to the foundation. Let's blend it out, and if it is too yellow, I will go in with this other shade, the Pharaoh 6. I think this is looking a little bit too yellow, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of the lighter one. Don't want to look too dry under my eyes though. A little bit better. I actually think I used too much. I didn't expect it to be as high coverage as it was. I do really like this formula as long as it doesn't look too drying or cakey in a little while. I think it could be a favorite. It definitely covered up everything I needed it to. I'm gonna pick up some of the translucent setting powder to bake. I want to get into brows next. What I didn't anticipate is that I would have freshly dyed hair. So I got it in the shade Auburn, which is probably going to be a little bit too warm and a little bit too light for now, but we're going to go with it. They did also have some pencils, and I want to say too that they had like brow gel. I got one in clear, but I think they have tinted as well, but I just thought a pomade would be fun to try. This is going to be way too light. I feel like it's a little bit thinner in formula than Dip Brow, but I'm using it very much the same way I would use that one. I don't don't think that looks so bad. It looks a lot brighter in the little tub than it does once it's on the brow. It's probably because my brow is a little bit darker. I think we can work with it. This is the Colourpop Brow Gel, and I got this in just the clear shade. It actually looks kind of white. If I like this though, I think it was $5. It was fairly cheap. I've been looking for a replacement for my Anastasia one because that one's like $22, $24, and it just doesn't really seem worth it for something that is just keeping those little hairs in place. I'm gonna kick off this extra powder. And right now, this looks like it is matching me pretty well. I still think there's a little bit too much yellow underneath my eyes. I got two different shades of the bronzers, and they just come like this. They're little refills, and they send you a compact for them to fit into. I had ordered one of these shades wanting Spectacle originally. That's the one that I saw that I felt would most suit my skin tone, and they were out of it, so I picked up the shade, what is this one called? Private Party. You can see it's very warm toned, and it's a little bit darker than this one, so I think I'm going to use Spectacle today, but I will try this one out another time. And then I did get a compact for it to pop into. I actually got two compacts. I ordered both with them. Looks like this. And then you just set your product right in there. And there is a little mirror, so maybe I'll be using that from now on. I forgot. Like, I don't have a compact to use today or a mirror to use today. So I'm gonna set that guy in there. It is magnetic. And it looks like it stays in there pretty well. Pretty tone to it. It looks like it would be buildable. Like it's not going on super heavy. I am using a pretty light hand. This foundation is starting to break up right around here. It's looking really patchy, and when I try to blend it in, it flakes. It may be all the concealer that I use. It's actually probably the concealer and not the foundation. But that does not look cute. I'm gonna have to try to fix that. Because this is pretty light, I'm gonna add just a little bit more bronzer everywhere else. For my cheeks, I got the shade Holiday. This is called Super Shock Cheek Matte. It is a matte formula in Holiday. It looked like it would be just a nice bright pop of color, but again, it doesn't really go with overall look. I don't know what I was thinking. I think the shade I actually wanted was out. Alright, this looks like it's going to be buildable though. Just like a nice natural pink, but it is a little bit, has a little bit of a brightness to it. It is really pretty. I said it's natural. It definitely is brighter. Still think it's fun for a pop of color though. This still has some translucent powder on top, so I'm just going to go over with that. So it tones it down just a little bit. gonna finish my bottom under eye before going into lips and highlight. So I'm gonna take those other two shadows I got, the Telepathy and the Special Delivery. And I think I'm gonna do one, the Special Delivery right on the inner to the middle, and then middle to the outer I will use Telepathy. We'll see how it works. This is my lifesaver. I know I talked about this before. I actually think I talked about it in my first video. This is the Vera Mona color switch. I got mine at Sephora. It just takes off your old shadow or whatever you were using before, and it completely gets rid of it. So you even like sparkles and glitters, like it's amazing. Definitely worth the price tag. I love it, and I use it every single time I film and most days that I wear makeup. Built up some of that Special Delivery shade. Come on, they're like a mousse texture. I don't even know how to describe it. But you have to dig into them to get the pigment that you want. I should have left my translucent powder on. Definitely getting some glitter fallout. Color reminds me of mermaids. It is so pretty. Next I'm going to take Telepathy from the mid to the outer. I'm starting with my Spectrum brush, but I will blend it out too. Look at the pan. It's not falling out. Obviously it's still wet and kind of moussey. It's the only way I know how to describe it. It does say on the box they come in to seal them tight. This color would be so pretty on the lid. I imagine like a halo eye with a gold cut crease. It would be really pretty. Okay, I just added some bottom lash mascara, and I got a really fun bright color for the waterline. This is the color Teaspoon, and it looked very turquoise. Yeah, it's like a turquoise kind of green. I thought it would be a fun look. They had so many different colors. They had a bright yellow. Oh, that's pretty. It is very creamy. This says it's a gel formula. It is gliding on. I am not having to work it on the back of my hands or anything. I really like that color. So from what I understand, this is one of their best-selling highlighters. This is called Flexitarian. It's also very creamy. I don't know whether to put it on with a brush. Like, it feels like cream. Let's see. I don't know how well this is going to work. This is a Sigma F03. Blend that out. I feel like I should just go in with my finger and blend it in circular motions. That's really pretty. They had a lot of highlight options too. I was pretty overwhelmed. I just went with this one because, like I said, it's one of their best sellers. All their products have this creamy feeling that I don't know if I like touching it or not. I have weird texture issues. From where I am though, this is picking up really pretty in the light. go in with setting spray next. This is the All-Star Face Setting Spray. I like this packaging too. It's bright orange. Very cute. It says, shake me up gently, hold at arm's length away from your face and spray, spray, spray. Don't spray directly into eyes or mouth. I am hungry, but I wasn't gonna do that. And it says it is a dual mattifying system to give you that soft focus matte complexion you want with the All Stay Where You Need. Has vitamin C and is specifically created to lock in color vibrancy and prevent fading. It smells really good. It's like kind of synthetic, but it still smells good. It also too feels pretty wet. Doesn't feel like a fine mist. I changed my mind. It kind of smells like a baby product now that it's drying. It probably, I think it has rose in it maybe, but a really powdery rose. It doesn't look like it's too blotchy on my skin. I'm seeing one spot here. While that's drying, we're gonna go ahead and move on to lips. I got a couple different products. This one I just couldn't help myself, and I don't think I'm gonna put it on today. This is a liquid lipstick, and it's in the shade Make Believe. I thought this looked almost exactly like my Fenty You Dig. I absolutely love that lip color, and I just wanted something that is like a regular lipstick formula, and I wanted something that was like a liquid lipstick that would stay on longer. This is You Dig. I'll put it side by side. Very close. This one's just a little bit lighter, but it may dry down. But anyway, instead of using that today, I'm going to use one of these. This is the Lippy Stick, and I got this in the shade I Ain't Bad At Ya. So it was like a red orange. It almost looks like a lip crayon. It has like crown crayon. It has a little bit of a pointy edge. Oh, this is bright. It actually looks like Kana that I wore the other day. This is so funny. This looks like OG Kana. No wonder I was drawn to it. That's Aveda's Kana. If you didn't watch my video the other day, I was talking about my all-time favorite lipstick, and they reformulated it and it's a little bit more red. This legit looks like the original.
I know I once broke your heart, but I still love you like I do.
That is so pretty. Here's the completed look. I am very happy with the way today's makeup turned out. The only thing that I'm not 100% sure of is the foundation. It looks a little bit cakey, but everything else I really enjoyed playing with. The shadows took a little bit of adjusting to figure out how to work with them because they did have that weird buttery formula. This liner though, if this stays on my waterline, it is definitely going to become a favorite and I'm going to need more colors. This lipstick too, I'm really enjoying. The highlighter, I'm a little iffy about. The formula seems like it's not one that's going to stay on. I do have a few hours that I will be wearing this makeup, so I will see after dinner how it lasts. I thank you guys for watching this video. Go ahead and let me know below your favorite Colourpop product. Please subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching me. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you and I will see you soon.